Hey there, everybody. So we have been talking about how percents can help us solve problems involving tips and taxes and commissions. But today we're going to take those percent skills shopping because we are going to compute markup and discount problems. And that's our I can statement for today. I can compute markup and discount problems. And if you don't know what that means, just stick with me. We're going to talk about it right now. So for our warm-up, it says, a store changed the price of a coat that used to sell for $45 to $50. Okay, so it used to be $45, now it's $50. Is that a markup or a discount? Well, when they raise a price on something, that is called a markup. So this is a markup. And just remember that word up is in there. If the price goes up, it's a markup. If the price goes down, think D for down, it's a discount. All right, so that's a markup versus a discount. So today we're going to do more percent problems that are similar to those you will encounter in your everyday life. Absolutely. If you ever go shopping for anything, you're going to encounter problems like these in stores. These concepts are very important. Please show the equation and work you use to solve the problem. Okay, so all of these problems can be turned into something like this following sentence. So the markup or the discount, it should really be a slash there, I think. It's either going to be a markup or a discount, okay? The markup or the discount is a percent of the original price, or we could say the old price. Sometimes we'll say original and sometimes we'll say old. Both mean the same thing. That is the price before the percentage is taken. All right, so we have kind of a table here. So here we've got an old price, and here we have a percentage. Now in this column, it might be markup or it might be a discount. In this case, it's a markup, you can see. And so we need to fill in that blank, the missing pieces of information. So we need to figure out the amount it changed. So that will be the amount in terms of dollars and cents. And then we'll either add or subtract it to the old price to get the new price. Okay, so when we're computing this new price, it'll be the original price plus something if it's a markup. So plus a markup, because you want that price to go up. You might not want the price to go up, but if a store is marking up a price, that price is going up. It's getting higher, right? But if it's a discount, you'll take the original price and you'll subtract the discount. And I'll show you what I mean by all that in just a second, but just keep in mind, if it's a markup over here, then you're going to be adding, whereas if it's a discount over here, you're going to be subtracting. Okay, let's see if we can fill in this first whole row. So the old price, the original price is $12, and there is a 40% markup going on. So our first thing that we need to do here is figure out 40% of 12. And let's think about this sentence again. The markup or the discount, in this case it's a markup. The markup is a percent of the original. So the markup is what we're trying to calculate right now. We want the amount of change, and that's what we're calling the markup. So I'm going to represent that with an M. So M, well, let me write it in a sentence first. So markup is, it's a percent. Do we know the percent? Yeah, we do. It's 40% of the original. Do we know the original? Yes, we do. It's 12. I ran out of room. Squeeze it in there. So this is our sentence. The markup is 40% of 12. Now let's turn it into math. Let's put it into an equation. So instead of markup, that's the unknown. I could either write an X or an M. In this case, I'm going to write an M. So M is going to be our equal sign. 40%, now we just need to change that into a decimal before we put it in the equation. So let's move that decimal point over to there. You can write it 0.4 or you can write it 0.40. They're both the same. And then of 12 means multiply by 12. All right. It looks like the variable is already by itself, so all we have to do is multiply. So let's do this. 0.4 times 12 looks like 4.8. So we get M equals 4.8. Now, this doesn't look like money right here, does it? No, you need two decimal places. So I'm just going to add a 0 over here, and I'll put a dollar sign in front of it, and there is our amount of change, $4.80. All right, one more column to go. So for the new price, if it's a markup, remember we're going to add because the new price in a markup situation is going to be higher than the old price. That's how a markup works. So we're going to add these two numbers together. So 480 plus 12 is going to be 1680, and we are done with that row. Okay, let's try the next one. So different pieces of information. This time we have the old price being 50, and we have the new price being 40. Okay, so is this a markup or a discount? It looks like the price went down because it started at 50 and then it became 40. So it went down. So we're going to go ahead and just make a little note right here that says discount, okay? Now, how much did it go down? You can probably do that in your head. Just subtract 40 from 50 and you'll know that the amount of change was $10. Okay, so we just subtracted 50 minus 40 and we got the amount of change here. So now we have all the bits of information except the percentage. So let's use our sentence again, the markup or discount. In this case, it's a discount. So discount, I'm going to write it as a sentence. So the discount is a percentage. Do we have the percentage here? No, that's the piece of information we're looking for. So the discount is P% of the original price, which is 50. Okay. And you know what? Instead of writing discount, I should have written a 10. That slipped by me. So let's just cross that out and say $10 is P% of 50. Now we can take this and make it into the equation. So 10 is P%. I'll leave that like that. I'll just put a P though, okay? Of 50. So P times 50. Or if you want to write 50P, you can absolutely do that. That's a little bit more standard. I just stuck with the same order as the sentence. Now we got to get that P by itself, so let's just divide both sides by 50, and then it looks like 10 divided by 50 is going to give us 0.2. So 0.2 equals P. So what's the percentage going to be? You have to move this over 2 places, so it's going to become 20%. So that is your percent of a discount, 20%. All right, looks like we've got everything in this row. Let's go on to the next one. Okay, different pieces of information. This time you have the original price being $200, and you know that it got marked up by $80. Okay, so let's go ahead and answer this column first. What is the new price going to be? If it started at 200, and then went up another $80, you're going to have to add those two amounts, and 200 plus 80 is going to give you $280. Okay, so $280 here. We know that that's the markup. We know that that's the original price. We're missing that percentage. So let's write our sentence. So the markup is, which is $80. So I'm going to say $80 is some percent, P% of 200. Now that we know that 80 is some percentage of 200, we're going to write it in equation form. 80 equals, this time I'm going to do it the other way around. We know that P% is going to multiply by 200, so I'm just going to write 200P. Okay, so let's get that P by itself by dividing by 200 on both sides. So it looks like we need to do 80 divided by 200, and you're going to get 0.4. So 0.4 equals P. And now we just have to write that as a percentage. So move that decimal 2 places, and you're going to get 40% markup. All right, so that's how that works. Let's look at that last one. We've got different pieces of information missing now. So we don't know the original price. We do know it was a 12% discount, and that discount amount was $48. We really can't find the new price until we have the original. So let's go ahead and try to find that original price. So we're going to use the sentence again. The discount, which was $48. 48 is what percent of the original? 12% of, well, we don't know the original. So I'll just write original. Okie doke. Now let's make it into an equation. 48 equals 12% is going to be 0.12 once you convert it. And then for original, I'll just put X. You could put O for original, but it might look like a 0. That's kind of risky. I'm definitely sticking with X here. Now, to get that X by itself, let's divide everything through by that 0.12. So we've got 48 divided by 0.12. It looks like that's 400. 400 equals X. So we already know, maybe I should have been working all of this over here. I didn't even think about that. So all of that is for figuring out this box. So we're going to put a 400 here for the original price, okay? Now that we know the original price and the amount of the discount, how are we going to find the new price? Are we going to add it or subtract it? Well, for a discount, we want that price to go down, so let's definitely subtract it. 400 minus 48 is going to be $352. Let me double check myself, because sometimes I make mistakes. Okay, we got it. $352. And that's that. Now here's a little bit of a thinking question for you. Could we write a rule that will find the new price from the old price? Like just multiplying it by something without having to add and subtract? Simpler, maybe? Think about this, and we'll talk about it in the next part. So I'm not going to give you the answer to this. It's just something for you to think about. If you think of something, awesome. If not, don't worry about it. We're going to do 2 more examples, then I'm going to let you loose on your assignment. A new pair of shoes that normally sells for $45. So if it normally sells for $45, that's your original price, okay? So original price is here. So it was discounted by 35%. And they want to know what is the new price. Okay, so let's see. We know the percentage of the discount, but we don't know how many dollars and cents that is. So let's do this. The discount is 35% of that original price, which is $45. All right, so we know all of this. Now we just have to put it in equation. D equals 0.35 times 45. Okay, well that's easy enough to put in the calculator there. So 0.35 times 45, $15.75. All right, so that is the amount of the discount. Now, they didn't ask us the amount of the discount. What they asked us was, what is the new price? So how do we figure that out? We got to take the original price, 45, and we need to subtract this discount of $15.75. And if you ever wonder if stores do it this way so that you can't really do the math very well in your head, well, I wonder also, because it's a little bit complicated, but now we all have calculators in our pockets with our smartphones, so that does kind of help. So 45 minus $15.75 is going to give us $29.25. Okay, so that pair of shoes is now $29.25. Let's do one more problem. It says concert tickets that have a face value of $75. Okay, so it says a face value. That's like the cost that's printed on the front of the ticket. So this is your original price. Let's see. So those tickets are selling online for $120. Those must be some popular tickets, man. So the original price is $75, but they're selling for $120. Is that a discount or is it a markup? That is a markup. Yes, good. Okay, because the price is going up. What is the percent of the markup? Oh yeah, it tells us that. Okay, so let's write our sentence. So first of all, do we know how much the markup is? Well, we don't, but we can find it out. It went from 75 to 120. So the original price is 75, the new price is 120. So how much was the markup? Let's do 120 minus 75. And that is going to be $45. So $45 markup. So now we just need to figure out what percentage of 75 is 45. In other words, so the $45 markup is what percent, I'm going to say P% of the original price, which was 75. So we're still using that original sentence that we've been using every time. So 45 is what percent of 75? So let's write it in an equation form. 45 equals P times 75. which I'm going to write as 75p. Okay, now let's do some dividing. Get rid of that 75. And what do we get to be equal to p? 45 divided by 75. Looks like we get 0.6. And when we turn that into a percentage, make sure you're moving it 2 spaces, 1, 2. So you'll need to put a 0 there, right? You're going to get 60% for that markup. That's a big markup. Okay. Those are your problems for your notes. Now looking at your assignment, you'll see it's set up the same way, okay? If I can get this. So in this column, you've got the old price, and then you have your percent change. And then this is the amount of the change, like in dollars and cents. And then you're going to either subtract it or add it to the old price to get the new price. Okay, that's all the same. And then you've got some word problems down there. If you need any help with this, just reach out. Send me a message. I love hearing from you. You can also join study sessions if you want. We've got them Mondays at 11 and Wednesdays at 2. Thanks for watching. Talk to you next time. Bye.